Hello, Magic is Real family. I hope this video finds you well. Today, I'm here to talk with you about dream visitations from loved ones in spirit. The reason I decided to discuss this topic is that a friend of mine reached out to me the other day. We became friends because I'm a client of hers. And unfortunately, her coworker, who I was also a client of, passed in a local tragedy, very young. And she reached out to me, this friend, to tell me that Lauren had come to her in a dream. And she said, a friend of mine told me that she thinks that Lauren came to let me know that she was okay. And she said, what are your thoughts about that? And listen, I'm not an expert. This is just my experience and what I understand from what I've read, seen, heard. So take it with a grain of salt. Feel free to comment below and let me know your experiences and what you think about dream visitations. But here's what I understand. Now, I have always been a very vivid dreamer since I was little. My first memories are of dreams that I had. I have very colorful dreams. I have very symbolic dreams. I'm very impressed with my own mind's ability to create stories that logically make sense. And actually, if I ask what they're about, I suddenly realize exactly what the dream is trying to tell me. Doesn't mean I don't also have those dreams where I've lost my car in a parking lot and I can't find it. I think that one happens like every night and it's really annoying. I also have the one where I am somewhere and I am packing to go home and I am packing and packing and packing. And the more I pack, the more stuff there is. And I end up missing the flight because I just can't stop packing. And there are just more things under the bed and more things in the closet. That's another kind of a dream that does not feel spiritual. It is obviously some kind of an anxiety dream or just something that my brain needs to work out in terms of not feeling like there's ever enough time or something. But a visitation dream is different. My understanding from my own experience and from what I've heard, dreams often are sort of nonsensical. So if you dream that your loved one and you are just sort of walking through a carnival and you see a hippo and then suddenly you're at a rap concert and then all of a sudden your friend turns into a rabbit, I wouldn't say that's a visitation. That's just they're on your mind. They've made their way into your fantasy world somehow. I don't mean to say they're not actually there, because usually when you're thinking of them, they are there. But I don't believe it's them showing up in that way to send you a message. When you receive a visitation from somebody that you love, or maybe you don't love them, maybe you have a strained relationship with them, but somebody that was important in your life, and there is a message that they want to impart to you. Usually it's actually very uneventful and they often don't even say anything. Sometimes they'll let you know, I'm okay. You can stop crying. Please stop crying every day. Please move on with your life. I want you to be happy. Um, but so much of the time, they're there with a hug. They're just there to reassure you. They might smile at you. So I'll tell you my experience. I've only had it happen one time. And my experience was that I dreamed that there was a long table, sort of like if you go to a book signing and they have those fold out tables. And my grandfather was sitting behind it. I approached the table and he was there. And I looked at him and he looked like he was 45 years old. He died when he was 80. And he wasn't terribly ill. He still looked pretty good, had a full head of hair, but he was sick at the end. He passed from heart failure at the same time that he had pneumonia. It was unexpected, but he wasn't really ailing. However, he was 80 years old. So when I saw him, he wasn't 80. He was like maybe 45, 50. And often they will come to you at a time when they felt the most vibrant, the most healthy. They're not going to come to you all decrepit, like, looking scary like the girl who crawled out of the well in The Ring. So I approached him and I said, Grandpa, you look so good. You look so healthy. And he just smiled at me. And I could see that he was wearing a baby blue cashmere sweater. And he reached up and I hugged him. I'm getting chills right now because he's validating this. I hugged my grandfather and I closed my eyes and I said, Grandpa, I miss you so much. and you feel so real. I can feel you. I looked at his face. I could see every pore and every whisker on his face. I could smell him. I could feel him. I felt this great sense of love, but he didn't say anything to me. I just kept saying, Grandpa, I love you. I miss you. I'm so happy to see you. And all he did was smile. He just smiled. He just hugged me. He just made me feel safe. He just let me know he was okay without a word. He didn't need to say a word. The next day, I'm just doing my thing. I'm working, and I happen to glance at the calendar and I see that it is March 21st, which is my grandfather's birthday. I was not thinking about his birthday. He's been gone for 15 years. I wasn't thinking of him at all. Often they'll come to you at a time that is an important date. It could be their birthday, it could be your birthday, it could be you're going through something hard and you need some reassurance. So, what I tell people is that a visitation, you will know. You will just know. Did it feel like a visitation to you? Or was it just sort of this thing where they were there and other stuff was happening and um, all kinds of weird stuff? Like you're at the pyramids and then all of a sudden you're like, you know, just hiking, or you're at a party and there are people from your past there and they happen to be there. But if it's a visitation, there's usually a reason for them being there. And sometimes it's just to give you a hug from heaven. Sometimes it's just to say, I'm okay. Don't worry about me. I'll see you soon, or hopefully not too soon, as the case may be. But that's pretty much it. It's really just a knowing. So much of spirit communication is that knowing. And when people ask, how do I know if it was spirit? My answer is, if you know, you know. You just know. You know it was. In receiving messages from our own loved ones, it can be hard. Like as a medium, I can read someone else, but I'm not always sure that what I'm receiving is right. But there have been times where I asked for a loved one to give me a message, and I just knew that I could hear it in their voice. I could hear the response. When recently I was in Arizona and I went hiking by myself in the rocks and just went out there to be alone and listen to the wind. And I was sitting there on a rock and I called in my friend Derek and I said, Derek, I just want to see your soul. Can you show me? I just want to see your spirit. And I heard his voice clear as day saying, You're looking at it, dum dum. He used to call me dum dum. He called his friends dum dum sometimes. I was looking at this panoramic view that was so beautiful. It was nature. And every time I connect with Derek, I hear his voice saying, I am this. I am it. It is me. I am everything. I am part of everything. I just got chills. Um, ooh, really big chills. Thanks, Derek. He wants, I just know in my heart, he wants me to know that his spirit is in everything because we're all part of the same universal source and we are all energy, and there's no delineation between me and you and the trees and the grass. And that's what he keeps telling me. I don't, I'm not someone who kind of goes around saying, oh, my loved one said this. Oh, Derek told me this, because I take it all with a grain of salt. I say, I felt that Derek said this. I know that he said this. In mediumship, it's different because when I'm reading someone, I can get that validation from somebody else and say, your loved one, I feel that this is what they're trying to say. Does that resonate with you? And when they say yes, that's how I know. But for myself, it's just pure trust. That's it. It's that simple. Did you feel your loved one's presence? Was there a message? Did you feel like they were crystal clear? And then you decide, was it a visitation? You don't really have to ask because you'll know. So if you have any questions, I would love to hear them. I'd also love to hear your thoughts about it. I'd love to hear your experiences. So please, if you have had a visitation, please leave a comment below. Please let me know your thoughts on dream visitations. Have you had them? Is there anything that I didn't touch on that you would like to add, or any thoughts that you have? And the other thing I will say is, again, thank you so much for all your support. I am giving mediumship readings regularly. You can book a session with me at Magic is Real Shannon. Sorry, you could do this. magicisrealshannon@gmail.com. You can just email me. You can go to magicisrealservices.com and book an appointment. I'm just working out the calendar glitches there. So just be prepared that if you do book something, I may need to just find you another time until I can work it out with the website host. we're just having some little weird glitchy things where it's allowing people to book same day and things like that, where I can't do that. I got to be prepared. So anyway, I'm having so much fun meeting all of you and connecting with your loved ones. It means the world to me to be able to offer this service and to be in the presence of your loved ones. And it brings me such a sense of joy and magic. And it really proves to me every day that magic is real. So, with that, I leave you. I wish you peace, light, love always. Thank you for being here. I love you.